World watching, Aaron Rodgers' squad finished a disappointing 8-9 this season. Of course, retirement talk popped up after the game, and Rodgers said, quote, "I'm not going to hold them hostage." Speaking of the Packers, 2-5, should A-Rod want out of Green Bay?
Time to go. Pack your bags.
The bags?
Yeah, A-Rod, time to go. This is the reason why. Every year we go through this, right? At a long press conference, he's talking about, yeah, I'm going to take some time off. You know, I'm going to think about if I want to play again. All that, save all that. You're 39 years old. You've been there for 18 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
One championship, that's cool. Some people haven't won any championships. Take that ring and all them MVPs. Mm-hmm. Go to Vegas, right? Let's say Tom Brady doesn't go there. Go to Vegas, man. You're 39. It's cold in Green Bay. Go get a dome, right? Vegas, go to the dome. I think every once in a while, like, it has that relationship thing, like, occurs where I've been with this relationship for so long, and it's like give and take, and, you know, is it my fault or is it the franchise's fault? Let's just split ways, right? I think the franchise would be better without me, and I spent a great time there. Brett Favre went through it. Mm-hmm. Joy happens. Tom Brady had to leave Belichick. Now, sad for Belichick, because we can see who he really is, but then Tom left, got another ring, playoffs, and their career goes on. I think he goes to the Raiders or a different team, get a number one receiver. Devontae Adams, we back together again. We get them MVP talks again, get back in the number one seed, battle Mahomes twice a year. Aaron, it's time to go, man. We love everything he did for us in Green Bay, but relationships go through this.
My only problem with that 2-5 is what Aaron Rodgers is trying to run from is himself. Everywhere you go, there you are. Where Aaron Rodgers is going to run to, the only problem is he's still going to be there. And Aaron Rodgers' biggest enemy is actually himself. His biggest enemy with the Packers wasn't the defense in totality. They were bad at times, but they were great in spots. His biggest problem with the Packers wasn't the receiving core. It was the fact that Aaron Rodgers didn't want to be present to help nurture the young receiving core. It's the fact that Aaron Rodgers didn't want to be present to help Christian Watson, to help Romeo Doubs, that Aaron Rodgers didn't want to be present to make sure that everything offensively was clicking. So he can run to Las Vegas, but he's still going to be there. He can run to New York, but he's still going to be there. Aaron Rodgers has to fix himself before he can worry about anything else around him fixing. Christian Watson is a young, blossoming wide receiver. Right. We saw that after week 10. So is Aaron Rodgers going to try to go to another team? But if he's not committed to that other team, I think the Packers are going to have the exact same issues. Not the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is going to have the same issues.
But how, though? How, when I got to learn new offense? How can I skip out of minicamp, OTAs, something I already know? I've been there for 18 years. I already know this offense. But when I'm a new team, I got to be there for that. I got to be there with this rookie because I'm a rookie again. Quick story. When Tom Brady, my last year with the Bucs, won the championship, when we would go over the install the plays to learn it from the coordinator, right? At the time, Bruce Arians and Brian Leftwich. Yep. He was in there learning again. Okay, so this protection's this. Okay, taking notes, right? Doing everything. We were laughing because Grunt was like, you know what's crazy, Shady? When we were with the Patriots, Tommy sometimes would install the plays. That's how long he'd been there, so he knew the offense. I ain't taking no notes. I already know what we're about to say. I helped the coordinator put it in. So when you go to a new team, you can't miss them OTAs and mini camps. I'm a rookie again. I got to learn this playbook. So you don't have that type of. Come on now, you got to be there.
Here's the thing. He's got a lot of similarities to that other quarterback that was there before him.
Number 4, Brett Favre.
And I don't know how favorably all of it is looked back on. I mean, now, obviously, it's a completely different situation, but before that happens as well. And Aaron did not have a good season. And it's getting worse. I mean, 2 years ago, they were in the NFC Championship game. Number one seed. Mm-hmm. Lost to a wild card team. Last year, first game at home, number one seed. Lost to the Jimmy Garoppolo Niners. And this year, they're at home.
No seed.
True.
No seeds.
No seeds.
No seeds. No home game. So it's also getting worse. And this year, it was really a lot of Aaron. It wasn't like, I mean, I know the excuse machine will be fired up, but a lot of it was Aaron not playing well. We watched that. So the question will be if he does leave Green Bay, which I don't think he should do. One, I think that he should finish his career in Green Bay, not because it's, you know, storybook or whatever. I'm not getting all romantic in that. It's $50 million, and this is your home. This is where you've been. If you're going to start over, if you're going to go somewhere else, everything Shady just said applies. And you got to play for more years because ain't nobody trading for you doing this whole thing. I'm not going through the toxic cycle with you, Aaron. Are you playing or are you not playing? Are you going to be here or you're not going to be here? Because I'm not trading a haul, which we'll have to do to get Aaron Rodgers to Green Bay to bring him in. So Aaron's got to be sure and committed for multiple years in order to even go to another team. And he's got to go through that whole process. Now, look, I'm not excited about the idea of Aaron Rodgers not playing football. I want to watch great players play football. It doesn't bring me any delight that Aaron Rodgers might not be in the NFL next year or the year after that. But what a change like that requires more than just, I'm going to leave to, greener pastures or something new.
Also, like, what guarantee is there that there are greener pastures? Like, Tom Brady did it, and that's awesome. And Tom Brady, we all agree, is like on a different level from everybody else. But what is the guarantee that that's going to happen? I mean, we see what's going on with Russell Wilson. And to Joy's point, there's a decent comp in Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's in a much different place in his career. Like, even with the Rams organization kind of falling apart around him, Matthew Stafford is like, I'm not retiring. Whereas this is year 3 or 4 where we're speculating about how much longer Aaron Rodgers wants to play. So how many teams want to deal with that, want to give up resources to deal with that, want to pay that salary, and then on top of that, are a good enough team that Aaron Rodgers would want to go there? I mean, Vegas sounds cool because Devontae Adams is there. They weren't a good team.
Right.
Do we think the Raiders were a better team than the Packers objectively this year?
Even outside of quarterback.
Even outside of quarterback. Like, Derek Carr is not the lone reason why the Raiders were not good this year. So all of that said, I think if you want to play, first of all, he needs to figure out if he wants to play. Go to wherever you go, Maui or Turks and Caicos, I don't know. Wherever he goes, go figure that out. And if you want to play, I think your best place is in Green Bay. And honestly, y'all can roll your eyes. I think the bones of a good team are there. Like, they've got.
Bay?
Yes.
Oh, ain't no eye rolling.
Resources on defense.
Running backs.
Yeah. You got to bolster the offensive line.
Good coaching staff.
You feel better. Hey, now that you went through these growing pains with the young receivers, like, you feel better about Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson than you did 4 months ago.
Correct. The Packers have a good enough roster if they had a committed quarterback to be just fine with one good draft and a couple good additions.
I got you in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Packers will be just fine if Rodgers stays around. Coming up, we got to take care of some family business. That means our speak standings. Where do we rank and who has the top spot? Shady going to be a lot more quiet this time around.
I know I ain't losing.
And I'm not going to die on Matt Nagy's hill. Because if we're being really real, the Bears didn't even necessarily want Justin Fields. Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, they knew they had to draft a quarterback because they were on their way out. I've been keeping up with the Bears for years because my brother was a part of that franchise. So they were like, we're going to draft Fields. We're not going to start him. We're going to start Andy Dalton. Because if Dalton wins, we good. If Dalton loses, we got Fields. If Fields wins, we good. Now, if Fields loses, we're fired. And that's what happened.
But see,
go ahead.
This is what bothers me about that line of thinking. And I for the record, I agree with you because we see it year after year after year. Guys want their players. If you draft Bryce Young 1 overall, you gave your your second-round pick away for Chase Claypool. So, like, you're not picking at 33. Mm-hmm. You draft Bryce Young, and then you draft again in the mid-50s because that's where you got a pick from Baltimore for Roquan Smith. So Bryce Young is going into an offense with no help once again.
If you are going to struggle as a GM and a head coach, you're going to struggle with somebody else's guy.
Okay, but then that's fine. Do that. And then we can evaluate how you can put a team together because these are your choices. Dave's right. Bryce Young's not going to a good situation. He's going to a defensive coach that had one of the worst defenses in the league and is throwing to no one.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating to watch.
Would I like Chase Paul at all? I like Chase Paul.
Year 3 with a lot more talent or year 1 with a similar level of talent. Like, I mean, and Bryce Young could turn out to be a much, much better quarterback. But number one, that's not a guarantee. Yeah. Nothing is in the NFL.
Is. Okay.
And on top of that, we've already seen the Bears try to do this. Like, we've already seen them try to plug a young quarterback into a talent-poor roster, and it hasn't worked to this point.
Look at the last five picks. 2021, Trevor Lawrence, right? We think he's obviously gotten better. He's trending towards what we thought he was capable of being, but he's not.
I don't know about that. He's just getting better.
He's just getting better.
Yeah.
Not a guarantee. He's getting better. Right. Joe Burrow, okay, we know what he is.
Yeah, right.
Kyler Murray, we just talked about him.
Question mark.
Baker Mayfield,